Blah, 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 blah. Fill line. What's this? What's this, a spin-off? What's this, a spin-off? Really? Yes. I am about to cook, prepare, and eat a pot noodle gravy and stuffing. I want to see how this goes. I want to see if this takes off. If this becomes the content that suddenly gets thousands of views. If cooking a pot noodle, it's kind of NG Critic adjacent, isn't it? So I've got a kettle in here. I'm about to set that off. And then we will cook the pot noodle. We will prepare it. And we will eat it. The main things I have to worry about in here are maltodextrin, which I know for a fact messes with my tummy. I'm willing to risk it. Don't get anywhere in life without trying new things. So I'm going to open this up and give it a sniff. Oh, God. It smells like sage and onion stuffing, I'll give it that. That I wasn't hungry until I peeled this off. Now I smell it, I am hungry. And I know that most of that is the maltodextrin, like flavor enhancer in it. It smells artificial, but at the same time it smells really good. Okay, let's boil some water. Let's get some hot water on that. And then we'll let it sit, and then we'll eat it. So just going to go ahead and add hot water to the fill line. This kettle pisses. Which is part of the reason why I ended up in my office. Ow. That is some hot water. There's some very hot water. Ah! Next time I'm in a charity shop, I need to sort myself out a kettle, because it now looks like I pissed myself. Hot water is now in the pot noodle, and thankfully we have someone who can help us keep this warm. I'll go ahead and place my noodle stopper on there. My villainess Hatsune Miku noodle topper. After a few minutes, we will consume the goodness within. So if you could please keep that warm for me, Miku, that'd be great. The smell is pretty bad, and my body is automatically reacting to that smell, and it knows there's maltodextrin in there. I'm going to give this a stir. It's been a couple of minutes. There's a lot more liquid left in it. I want to give it a stir because there's like a gravy in it. And in good old-fashioned gravy style, that's gone lumpy. No flavor sachet in this one. I think they recommend you add a spot of your own cranberry sauce. Cranberry sauce, I think, would be nasty in this, but a mint sauce might work. I'm not going to add any sauce to it. I think any product on this potential food spin-off should be reviewed in its purest form without adding anything external that might improve it. As with Energy Critic, we don't add any external, drink items. I might discuss what I think would go well with an item, but we don't add anything. Also, I'm kind of surprised just how well noodle stopper figurines actually keep a lid down, and also how well they don't get too warm on the bottom, though in some ways it would have been nice if Miku's bottom got warm, because then it might give me the illusion that, she's a living being with a warm bottom. The smell is driving me mad off this thing. The smell is absolutely driving me mad, but I think I've got to leave it another maybe 5 minutes or so before I start eating. Right, it doesn't take 20 minutes for a pot noodle to cook. Let's give this another stir. Okay, it's nice and warm. It's solidified a little bit. It's a little bit less liquidy. I am going to give it some more sniffing, even though I've been smelling it all the time it's been cooking, and it smells so good. Yeah, just a very strong sage and onion smell coming off this. I'm going to go ahead and try to get some on a fork. It's good. It's just weak. I'm going to get to the bottom and see if there's any flavour that's stuck down there, because that does nope. Sometimes that does happen with a pot noodle. The flavour gets to the bottom and sort of stays dry. But no, that's not happened. I think the flavour just might be really weak in this one. It is definitely missing something, but I don't think it's cranberry sauce. I think it's just salt. And it can't actually be missing salt, because it's 37% of your daily salt, but it tastes like it's missing salt. For a product with maltodextrin in, for it to not taste particularly flavorful, it takes talent to fuck up that badly. It's okay. But I think they kind of knew these were bad. Because when I bought these, they were 3 for £1 in farm foods. That means they must have flopped big time to go down to 3 for £1. Yeah, it's fine. It's not doing anything for me. It tastes like sage and onion stuffing. It tastes like gravy. The consistency of the noodles is weird when combined with the taste of sage and onion stuffing. The gravy part is really convincing, and considering that this is a vegan food, that's extra impressive. That it gives off the illusion of being meaty. But I think that's what it's missing, is being actually meaty. I guess if I wanted it thicker, I could put less water in it. It's a taste I don't associate with noodles. Now, if this was a pot that you poured boiling water in and stirred, and it made a portion of sage and onion stuffing, which I'm sure someone like Knorr or Paxo could easily make and market, that would be different. I know that you can get the pots that you pour the boiling water in and stir, and you got instant flavoured mashed potato. If you can do that, surely you can just make a pot that's sage and onion stuffing mix. Pour the boiling water in, stir, put the lid on it, take the lid off, stir, boom, you got sage. Pour boiling water in it, stir, put the lid on it, take the lid off it, stir. You got nice, warm, delicious sage and onion stuffing. Like, surely that's got to be easy. If it doesn't exist, the question is, why doesn't it exist? If it does exist, the question is, why haven't I seen it? This is fine. In terms of pot noodle flavours, this might still be one of my favourites. It's been forever since I've had a pot noodle. Like, well over a year. This is an experiment to see if my body keeps this in, basically. It's just not very appealing to look at. And even though it has a great taste, it's not very appealing to eat. I can feel my body rejecting it a little, but I know I have a cast iron stomach. And this isn't going on an empty stomach. It's not going to be the foundation on which other food and drink will sit. So, I should be fine. I probably don't want to eat the other two. The other two that were in the 3 for £1 farm foods deal. I suppose I should really give it a score, shouldn't I? Even though it's got maltodextrin in. I think I gotta rate this based on taste, consistency, in some ways novelty, ease of prep. Crunching the numbers, I'm gonna give the gravy and stuffing pot noodle a 7 out of 10. It could taste saltier. It could be a little bit thicker, though I could probably achieve that by putting in a little bit less water. And it definitely could be improved with a condiment. Possibly a shot of mint sauce or something like that. I don't think cranberry sauce would improve this. I think it would make it sweet. And as a result, that would make it disgusting. It needs something that will complement the flavour and not replace it. I have had far worse pot noodles in my time. It's not quite chow mein for me. Not quite chow mein. It's not quite... What's the other one I liked? Was it kebab? No, there was like a teriyaki or something that they did once, like a Japan style one that was very nice. I've definitely had better pot noodles, but the gravy is convincing. Considering that's a vegan gravy, that's very impressive. Yeah, genuinely had no trouble finishing off the Pot Noel. I wish they wouldn't put maltodextrin and MSG together. That's alright. I can sleep through the discomfort. Not bad at all. Yeah, I'm going to give that a 7. That, I think, is a good benchmark figure, because I've had pot noodles that are very, very low on the count. I've had pot noodles that are very high on the count. Not bad at all. Would recommend maybe picking up a couple of these from your local farm foods, if you've got one. Especially if they're still on the 3 for £1. They're good until July this year. This Christmas dinner gravy and stuffing flavour, Pot Noel, not bad. Is this going to be the start of me reviewing various pot-style foods? Not with this kettle, it's not. Because it poured all down my leg. And it was warm, like I'd pissed myself. And it was unpleasant. Pot noodles always taste so, like, microplasticky, though. Ugh. Gonna need to wash my mouth out with something. Yeah, not bad, not bad. So, it's the next day. And I'm actually going to have another one of these pot noodles, but I did actually want to try what it's like. A little bit of mint sauce in it. So I'm going to try it, and I'm going to report back and let you know. So I have brought the pot noodle back up to the office. This is the pot noodle that I have stirred a teaspoon of mint sauce into. I think mint sauce is the key to improving this one. I'm actually not sure that's helped. There wasn't a great deal of a salty taste to this pot noodle normally. Now that I've added the mint sauce to it, the mint sauce has just buried the sage and onion and gravy taste. It didn't work as a flavour combination in the first mouthful, but now that my palate's got used to it, the mint sauce is definitely an improvement over how it was without a sauce. I made it up with a little less water this time, which has made the sauce a bit thicker, which has definitely solved one of my biggest complaints with it. It was already a fairly good pot noodle to begin with. The mint sauce doesn't elevate it too far, but it has made a 0.5 difference, I think. Bumped it up to like a 7.5. But because I made that adjustment myself, the pot noodle can't be rated 7.5, it must be rated 7, as it was initially prepared. But mint sauce definitely gives this an edge that it didn't have originally. Yeah, I'm not going to struggle to finish this one. Absolutely. One thing I did notice yesterday after eating the pot noodle was that I had a headache afterwards, and I felt very dry. It'd be interesting to see if those same symptoms happen again, in which case I can relate them to the pot noodle. But I did wake up feeling almost like I was hungover. But I haven't had any alcohol for about 3 days, so it can't be that. I do wonder if that's my Irish nemesis maltodextrin, but apart from the slight headache and dryness, I didn't get like the usual amazing stomach pain that I get after eating something with maltodextrin or or MSG. Maybe I lucked out. Maybe my palate's changing. Or perhaps having it 2 days in a row might be an issue, and perhaps it's the amount of maltodextrin or MSG that I'm consuming. Yeah, if I allowed that to be rated plus condiment, that would be 7.5 or an 8. However, as we rated it before without the condiment, that's the rating it ultimately has to have. It's still a 7. But with a shot of mint sauce on it, that's genuinely nice. Next time I'm in the vicinity of a Farm Foods, I've got to see if they've got any of these left in the 3 for £1, because once they are gone, I suspect they are gone, and they will last until July this year. This one has a July 25. I don't really want to get back into the habit of eating pot noodles after not really eating them for a year, but thinking back, maltodextrin and MSG are an issue for me, but there's also other triggers to consider as well. I mean, when I got really ill after my birthday last year, maybe it was a whole combination of lactose intolerance, maltodextrin, MSG, all together at once, a perfect storm, that whereas perhaps maybe just having the occasional one in moderation might be how I stop myself getting really ill. If it's perfect, get it down and go chase your dreams. I'm now going to cut back into the original review. So I guess, I don't know, have we finally started Cuisine Critic? Is that the thing? Could I do the Cuisine Critic outro? I think I will. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please do comment. If you want to support the channel, you can check out the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below, where you can support my endeavours. Or you can become a channel member to see videos like this, usually a day early. And remember, I'm the Cuisine Critic. I eat it, so you don't have to.